Hello everyone.
With Ujana, we decided to experiment and do a manicure in 1 hour. In this video we will have a withdrawal, hardware manicure, base nail alignment, repairing multiple nails, coating gel polish into coats, and of course the top cover. Stay with us till the end, and you will know how to reduce time at each stage of manicure. Of course, not every one of our clients will succeed. Do a manicure in 1 hour without losing the quality of the manicure. Therefore, in the first cue, we certainly work for quality, and the speed is already parallel. If you sit over a manicure for 2 hours or more, then this video is for you. Nowadays, customers really appreciate time, and not everyone has the opportunity to sit on manicure for 2-30 hours, even if you do it super perfect. And then many customers are looking for a master, which makes it faster. Or go to the studio, where there is an opportunity to do a manicure in for hands. Performing a manicure quickly, more customers will reach you. And in your free time you can or relax, or accept one more person. And first, where should we start? It is right to organize your workplace. You and your client should be comfortable. Table, chair, and good lighting is what is simply necessary. Because working in an uncomfortable position, or without good lighting, the quality of the manicure is also lost, and the speed of its execution. Once upon a time I worked also with a trip to the client's house, and the fact that I pulled a suitcase behind me is still half the trouble. Not all customers had the necessary to get the job done comfortably. Someone's light is not very, someone has a table or chair. In general, no comfort. And BTW, I still notice then. What if I drive out to a customer's house? Our manicure always lasted longer than if he came to me. And soon I gave up traveling in favor of comfortable work and your health and strength. Further, there should be nothing extra on your desktop. Only what is necessary for work. The table should not be littered. Some unnecessary items who will get confused at hand and interfere with you. Everything you need: cutters, napkin saws, gel varnishes, and so on. You should also have on hand, so that you can easily reach and get, rather than leaving the table, going somewhere and getting. This reduces your work time. How can you reduce the time during the withdrawal phase? Old cover. First is a properly selected cutter and shape, diameter, and abrasive. Customers come to us with different nail lengths, different volume of material, and even with different material. It could be bases, which are filmed easier, and maybe a solid material in the form of gel or acrylic. And the first thing we have to do, appreciate what we will have to work with, and build a withdrawal scheme in your head. Immediately ask the customer, what we gonna do with the nail length? Clean or leave? If the client wanted to remove the length, then of course we have to do it first stage. And then remove the old cover. If we take the old cover off first, and then we will ask the client, what we gonna do with the length? And if suddenly the customer says, what wants to remove her? Then after we remove the length, we will have to clean up the amount of material again, which we will get on the ends. And this is already double work. If the client has a very voluminous layer of material, it does not matter, it will be a base with some plugs imposed, or it will be solid material. Better take a cutter with a coarser abrasive. For solid materials, we of course always choose a rougher cutter. But if you see that base is too much on the nails, take the mill as if you worked with gel. Any mill can make withdrawals, even solid material. Question during yellow notch. And for example, blue. I really love cutters with blue notch. Natural nails to her shoot one pleasure. But also with gel she copes. And most recently I bought with a green notch, which I use in this video. She's also comfortable working on natural nails as well. And artificial. Another one of many important points during withdrawal. These are the turnovers on which we perform withdrawals. The higher the revolutions, the faster the whole process happens. I always do withdrawals at max RPM 35,000. Except when a customer has a very sensitive nail plate, then I can diminish it a little to about 25,000. Less never use. Removing coverage at high revs. Cutter does everything for us. We don't need to make strong knives. Milling cutter barely touching material with ease. To your apparatus is powerful. One once happened to do withdrawals. Chinese machines with AliExpress. Not gonna talk that all devices are bad. I don't know that. Maybe I came across not a very good one. But before that I always worked on the strong. And now working. And I have something to compare. And if you're serious, decided to master the profession of a manicure master, do not spare money for a good device. He will work out his worthy. Yes, and you will be easier and much more comfortable. We already have some videos about removing gel polish with a mill, and also about the choice of the device. Click on the link and go to view. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell to don't miss new video. After we completed the withdrawal, made sawed shapes, we proceed to manicure. And before you start cleaning out the pterygias, we have to move the cuticle away and open the pocket in which we will work. Many masters do not take this very responsibly. Stage am well if everything ends well. But it happens in the process of cleaning pterygia, or at the cutting stage. We can hurt a customer. And many think, well, the cutter was too sharp, or somewhere further stuffed, or the wrong angle, and many more things. Yes, there may be a reason for that too, but also she can hide in the simplest. We just didn't reveal the cuticle well, and left their glues. Cuticle is different. Someone does not need to lift it. She's not glued, and someone has a straight streak on the nail plate. And not opening your pocket well enough can result in a bunch of problems. Give a little more time and patience to this stage. And believe me, much easier. And the further process will go faster. Then we begin to clean out the pterygias. And first rule, which works for speed, is the sequence of your actions. Cleaning out pterygias, like all previous and subsequent stages of manicure, we should be doing conveyor. In my technique, I work with reverse switch. First, I process all the left sides on all 10 nails. Then switch the freeze circulation and process all right sides, also on all 10 nails. No way we do treatment on one nail. Then we move on to the second, third, and so on. That's a huge waste of time. While you will click there, here the device button. How can we still cut? Time at the cleansing stage pterygia. And as I said, that's a well-opened pocket. If the cuticle is peeled off well, pocket well revealed, Frez will have nothing to cling to, and she walk like clockwork. You don't have to 5-10 times pass by one place to clean everything out. Just a few movements of the mill and everything will be clean. Also follows Correctly choose the diameter of the cutter for each client. Very good and fast, of course. Cope's cutter of 25th diameter. She and Taraji clean out and grinds the cuticle from inside at the same time. But not on all customers we can use this mill. In some cases it can be dangerous. But if there is something to fear, of course we slow down the work process. Since you will have to control, all our actions are more accurate. For example, if the client has very high rollers, which straight spread on the nail plate, then imagine how hard is it to clean out sinuses somewhere in the deep. Such a voluminous mill, of course. It will be easier to take the 21st or 23rd diameter. You should also pay attention to the image of the nozzles. Customers come with a rough, thick cuticle. Come with a very tender and sensitive. Well, the pain of all masters. Customers with sensitive, thin cuticle and hyperhydro hands. With such clients you work like a minefield. Of course, having a customer with hands like that, you cannot think about a quick manicure. But still ease your work. And at least somehow speed up as possible. Hyperhidrosis is increased sweating. Customer hands can sweat regardless of the time of year. And winter and summer. During brushing pterygia, it is very noticeable. One time we passed by a mill, and she already wound the leftover skin on herself. And how many times do you need to clean it above, so that we can continue to work? And imagine how much time we lose on this cleaning. I use tornado cutter in cases like this. Thanks to her special dusting, leftover skin will be wound on loose display areas, and the cutter will keep running. However, not always and tornadoes cope with such hands. And sometimes I use regular baby powder. When working with hands like that, she dries her skin well and allows you to cope with pterygia. And of course, the momentum on which we work plays a huge role in speed manicure. If we set the minimum turnovers 57000, we have to walk the mill more times than if we put up bigger turnovers. And also working on small turnovers, dust on the nail plate and under the cuticle is collected more, and we often have to work clearly to remove the dust, thereby opening the review. Well, if we cleaned everything perfectly under the cuticle, then our cut will go smoothly and smoothly. And it does not matter whether it is scissors, forceps, or cutter. When cutting the cuticle with a cutter, it is very important to lift it well and thin it. Place of transition of living skin and our cuticle gloss. If this gets done not enough, then it will be difficult for us to make a good cut. The flap will start to stick to the skin. Cut can turn out uneven, and you can rub the skin or even injure. After the cut, I like to walk through the flame again to make sure that everything was cleaned out in our pocket. And if there's anything left, then brush this way. I do not always do it. Usually look at the situation. But since we're taking the manicure off at speed, better spend a little time on these actions. Then it starts to climb something out and interfere with the rest of the process. And complete manicure grinding silicone to orbital grinders. Again, not always this is a necessary action. But if you want to get pretty, photo from shiny cuticle. This cutter will help you. And how do you prepare the client's hands for the photo? Share your ways in the comments. We already shot a video of a hardware manicure. There I go in more detail every step. You can follow the link to view. Manicure we did. Now well degrease the nail plate. Clean out all the dust in the sinuses and under the cuticle. To when covered there was clean. And our stuff didn't start flowing. Ultraviolet I don't apply. This customer never has. Detachment in the cuticle zone. And sidewalls. And once again dry the nail plate is not worth it. And immediately repair the nails with acrylic. Under the acrylic we did not apply the base substrate, since there are remnants of the old base there. And not drying acrylic. Immediately start leveling the rest of the nails. And then you can dry everything together. Since acrylic doesn't drain, it's very comfortable. With gel we would so of course not be able to do. Would have to dry it right away. I line my nails with liquid polygal. We already shot a video about aligning with this polygal. Write in the comments. What time is it? It takes you on average to align your nails. Under the video about alignment, someone wrote to us in the comments that nothing amazing. What we did alignment in 10 minutes. Because the nails are perfect. Perhaps I will agree. But there are masters which and perfect nails align for 20-25 minutes. And in the video I shared my thoughts. How this process can be accelerated. And what time can depend on. Which we spend on nail alignment. And the most first is of course proper preparation of the nail plate for alignment. Quality removal of old coating. This is the first thing we should pay attention to. If you fail, make a good alignment. Or you waste too much time to line your nails. And by the way, that comment is very appropriate. Perfect nails. Perfect and fast alignment. If when removing we leave a lot of excess volume, ends be thick, or the remnants of the old base will be pits or bumps. Of course it will be difficult to align such nails. This is gonna take a bunch of time to even out every dimple. Fill it with material to level it with the rest of the area. And if we have a smooth, even withdrawal, there will be no excess volume. Will not perform transition between old coating and natural nail. Then of course much easier and faster. We will have a leveling process. Next thing we spend time on when aligning. It's an underclean nail plate and sticking out burrs. If we didn't clean something out very well, starting to put the base, she clings to the remnants of the pterygia and our burrs, and starts to flow. We either immediately notice it and try to clean it up. Either it's all already polymerized, and after that we will have to clean up these infusions with a mill. And this is what we waste our time on. Also, many masters try to make alignment a base. Under the cuticle this should not be done. Our manicure will hold. Even if under the cuticle we won't have a base. And what happens when we shove the base under the cuticle? She clings to the skin and again there is a drain. So alignment we always do with indentation from the cuticle. Well, the next step. This is the right choice of base by properties and consistency. For each client. The nails of all our customers are different. And there is no such super base, which will be suitable for properties and consistency to each of our clients. Well, since we are talking about speed, then we will omit the properties of the base. And let's talk about consistency. Does the customer have normal even nails? Basically we can take base any consistency and make alignment. But of course a base of more liquid or medium consistency, it will be much faster. The thicker. Long nails, again if they are not problematic. More convenient and faster to align with liquid base. If the customer's nails are growing up, then about the liquid base here cannot be and. Speeches we just can't do it. Or you will have to align one nail in 3 stages. Usually takeoff nails are not long. So of course it is more convenient to take a thick base. She doesn't drain that fast and allows you to build the right nail architecture. Griffy nails, usually aligned with a minimum base layer. And such a layer allows us to do liquid base or medium consistency. If you know how to work very fast, liquid base to help you. But if it doesn't work out very quickly, take a base of medium consistency. Then we move on to color coding. I removed the sticky layer from the alignment, since this liquid polygel has a very good dispersion layer, and gel polish can lay unevenly. Very often I cover my nails with color 4x4, and separately large. But in such technology we cannot work with every customer. When it comes to covering the cuticle, it all depends on the type of nails. From deep pocket, high or low rollers, and even from the consistency of gel polish. But let's deal with it from the start. In order to cover the gel with polish under the cuticle, without using a fine brush, we should have a clear pocket under the cuticle. There was such a question under some of the videos. How I am without applying a fine brush. Cover as deeply as possible. And that's the answer. Clean manicure without remnants of pterygia and burr. We just push the brush gel polish. And he himself flows into this space. And if nothing bothers him, he lays flat and without streaks. Well, and skin tension. Without this and such a technique we cannot do. Where every precinct in which we pass with a brush should pull well. If there is no tension, we won't cover the gel with polish deep, and can stay striped without gel polish, and also without tension. Can we hurt with a brush, max roller or side rollers, and will flow. Further, so as not to lose time in coating gel polish. If we do coating into layers, maximum we paint only one of the layers. No need to shove 2 layers under the cuticle. This ends waste of time. And thus, we create additional volume in this zone, which when growing nails can be noticeable. Next step is alignment. If there is good alignment with good architecture, there will be no streaks from the base. Bumps and color will go well and without problems. Well, and of course, the consistency of gel varnish affects the coating speed. Medium density gel varnishes cover much faster. They leveling themselves, and we don't have to brush many times to level it. But if we take a thick gel polish, which doesn't level out very quickly, you will have to use a thin brush to help him level up. Also, gel varnishes with a very dense texture can dry badly in the lamp due to a large amount of pigment. But with very liquid gel polishes I don't like working at all. Not enough that such gel polishes can only be covered with one nail. So still basically all the colors have such consistency. It doesn't matter if it's a light shade or dark. Usually striped. In this video, I use gel polish medium consistency, which is good on its own, leveled and not striped. As for the feature of the nails too. Example, how does my client have a nice space under his cuticle? And this allows me to make a coating in such a technique. Of course, if the customer had arched nails, high side rollers would have to work in a completely different technique. Well, with customers who do not have a pocket or plastic professional roller, for example, we pull it, then we let go and he immediately flops on his nail. We definitely can't do without a thin brush. And you can watch our video for ways to cover the gel with polish under the cuticle. In it I show techniques, which I use depending on the situation. Well, and after we of course cover our nails with top, I will say immediately, not on all nails I do the alignment with a drop top. How do we level the base? Sometimes just don't see the need for it. What are we even leveling with a top for? If it's flat nails or springboard. Leveling my nails with a top. Can we finalize the nail architecture? If the base we have it came out not perfect. Also with the top we align some irregularities, if they formed after covering the nails with color. For example, as I said, to dense and pigmented gel polishes don't level up very well. And such shortcomings we can already finalize the top. And of course we always should align nails with French or some embossed design. In other cases, if we are fine, nice nail architecture gel polish lay evenly. There's no point to this. My client has good nail architecture and gel polish lay evenly. And extra leveling top these nails do not require, so I cover immediately for nails and then big. But of course we don't make a super thin layer, because tops also need to be leveled. So still a small amount can be added. And when you turn your hands palm up, we have everything leveled up. From the consistency of the top, like and from base consistency, also directly depends on the speed of covering the nails with top. And tops I divide into for consistencies. Those are very liquid, medium thick and very thick. Medium and liquid tops we can use in that case when we don't have to align our nails. And also if those nails aren't problematic and with normal architecture. And thick and very thick we use in that case when you really need to align your nails. To be honest, super thick tops I don't really like it. They need to be applied for a long time, and they leveled for a very long time. I once had a top like that from L'Oreal Extra Strong. So here it takes a lot of time to leveled up. And I always covered it for nails as well. And separately large. After that I still waited about a minute. As long as he levels himself. And only after sent to the lamp. If I covered one nail each, leveling with a top would have taken me like 20 minutes. This top I used on rare occasions, when just needed a good alignment. Now use it to attach rhinestones, or some designs. All this time I had a favorite top from Clio Diamond. But I've been doing a lot of designs lately. And he doesn't always handle alignment. But it's huge plus. It's unreal glitter after covering. And now me, in search of such a shiny top without a sticky layer. But for him to be a little thicker. And ask you for advice. If someone knows such a top, write in the comments. Well, we are already finishing our manicure. By the time I see that we have already invested. So the experiment was a success. And now let's sum it up. Final result of our manicure and speed of its execution starts with withdrawals. Made an even perfect withdrawal. It will turn out great alignment, which won't take long. Did a clean manicure, alignment and color coding. And of course the top will be without problems. So if you don't always get that result, which you would like to get, start analyzing and understanding from the very beginning. And you will surely find your mistake. After covering my nails with top, I always sign the ends. It doesn't affect that in any way, how the coating will be worn. But the aesthetics of the appearance of the manicure is vary. And how long does it usually take you to manicure? Share in the comments. Can one of you use your chips, which also reduce manicure time? I hope you were interested in this video. And maybe one of you learned something new for yourself. I will be grateful for subscribing to our channel. Also put your finger up if you like this video. Everyone, bye-bye.